That looks close enough. Okay, it is 2:52 a.m. and my Facebook. Oh shoot, I'm rolling over close. What the? I am really tired, so that's why gonna make a fast kind video log. I just wanted to talk about my day. Today was the first day of classes, which was pretty chill. I mean, that was alright, you know. I had two classes. I had the um, it's like we're learning about Japanese culture through movies, which is pretty cool. But like Japanese movies, the way they convey messages and emotion is rather than through through ways like Western movies where they'll actually like act it out like, oh, it's so sad. They'll do it through lighting, and really it takes a beastly director to make a good Japanese movie. And so like the person might just be like whatever looking, but like really emotions is shown through like a shadow or like different types of things, like reoccurring themes, like maybe a bottle of lemonade to kind of bring back a certain emotion or feeling that the character might be going through. So that's one. Also, I had a um, okay, so my Japanese class, right? So what had happened was I was placed in Japanese A, which is basically like the level that you go to if you don't know any Japanese. And so they initially placed me in there because I kind of sort of bombed my placement test. But I talked to the sensei. Okay, class is like 3 hours long. Yeah, 3 hours. So but we have like a break halfway through, and so I talked to my sensei during that break because the first hour and a half was just mind numbing. It was all things, it was literally things that I learned in high school. And I looked over the course, not really syllabus, but like the schedule of what we're gonna be learning, and basically everything was stuff that I've already learned. So I talked to my sensei and asked him if he could place me in B instead, because I actually want to learn. It's weird to say that. I want to be challenged. I want to be learning things, and I don't want to take the easy way out when it comes to this class, which is it's very unique. It's never happened to me before regarding school, but I mean, I actually have this like urge to do better and to reach higher than what I feel comfortable reaching for. Um, and so, uh, yeah, so second half, rather than going back to A class, I went to B, and for B, they're very advanced. Not very advanced, but it's like level 2. But there's a big jump between A and B. I mean, like, we were reviewing things, like things that we should know, and even then I was kind of struggling. And like, the teacher, the entire class, she was speaking Japanese, and I caught on to maybe like 40%. 40% of what she was talking about. Like, I didn't even catch half. I maybe caught half of it. Maybe for when I was paying attention, like maybe half. The rest of the time I was like taking down notes and like words and things that I need to look up and research later on and whatnot. So tomorrow I'm probably gonna be spending a chunk of the day studying Japanese. Um, I mean, yeah, it's weird. It's crazy to think that I actually want to take a harder class, you know? And it's really, I don't know. I've never done this before. I've never wanted to take the harder class. Wanted to take a class that wasn't necessary, you know? Like, yes, senior year I took calculus, but I mean that's like no big deal. That isn't too far of a stretch outside of my comfort zone. Whereas this is, you know? I mean, my Japanese B sensei even talked to my Japanese A sensei because they had to kind of converse and say like, "Yo, is it okay if Michael goes into this class?" So they're talking afterward, and I talked to the A sensei, who's also kind of running the program a bit, and he said like, "Yeah, like B sensei said that you're struggling a bit, like, and whatnot, and I'll give you the choice whether you want to stay in A or go to B. And at the time, I was just like, I was really contemplating going back to A because I knew how difficult it would be. But he also said that he could hook me up with a tutor, like somebody at the school that's studying to teach Japanese, And um, so I think I might go with that, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stick with B, just because why not, I mean, YOLO, right? uh, hmm. So that was school. Then we had this giant welcome, not even giant, it's like a mini welcome ceremony type thing for all the international students. It was pretty chill. Happened in the campus's chapel. And then afterward we had like a little dinner thing in the international center. Um, Pretty good, just talking to a bunch of people, meeting a bunch of people. I met like 2 people who are gonna be going to HPU next semester, which is pretty chill. You know, um, I don't know. I didn't find them on Facebook yet, but I don't know. Whatever. I'll find them soon enough. Yeah. So then I got back. Everybody was gonna go to the park and stuff to drink, but I was just like, nah, I'm tired. I don't want to go. Which is funny to say because they left at like 10, and it's currently 3 about. And I said I was tired and I wanted to go to sleep early. Didn't happen. Oh well. Instead, I was chilling in Andrew Canadian's room, and we're just talking story for like 2 hours, 2.5, maybe 3 hours or something. I don't know. The longest freaking time. We're just talking story. I mean, it was pretty cool. It's pretty chill. I mean, gave me some new perspective on things, which is nice. And also it was really just an opportunity for me to learn more about him and for him to learn more about me. I mean, the guy's chill. He's probably one of the like guys I'm closest to here. Like, yeah. I don't know. I remember God giving me a word like a long time ago. Okay, not a long time ago. Like a few months before I left. Um, where he was saying that I was gonna reach out to somebody. I wasn't sure who. I had no idea who God had in mind. But I mean, um, I don't know. I had the feeling that he wanted me to reach out, possibly even um, help bring this guy to the Lord. And I had no idea who that guy was, but the past week or so, I've kind of been getting that feeling that it might be this Andrew guy, Canadian guy. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was cool having when we're talking. He was mentioning, he was eavesdropping a little bit on me and the other Michael's conversation when we were talking about Japanese temples, and where Michael wasn't really sure how he should react to it, because he didn't want it to make it seem like he was like worshiping some other god or that type of thing, right? And I told him, well, like, I mean, it's part of Japanese culture. God really ultimately knows where our hearts are at, and if we're doing it not to worship the other gods, but rather to respect the culture, and kind of respect the Japanese people at that, then I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's not like you're gonna be praying to some other god or whatever, like that's a no-go. But I mean, when it comes to things, like little cultural things, like before you enter a temple, you kind of respect the place, you honor the place by washing your hands before you go in, and then when you go up, you do like you bow or whatever, just little things like that, It's not worshiping um, like Buddhist gods or the temple or whatever, but it's showing respect for the culture. And so back to the main point, Andrew was kind of listening in on that conversation, and when we were talking today, he was like, yeah, like I respect that, like it shows you have a good head on your shoulders, and like and yeah, or something like that. And so I even like referenced the Bible today. We're talking about poetry. I know he said like, yeah, when you're reading a poem, you don't read it just once. You read it multiple times, and like you kind of like pick up on things as you go through because you aren't gonna get everything from the first time. And I even was like, yeah, it's the same thing with the Bible. When you read the Bible, you don't read it through just once. You read it through. You read stuff over and over again, and each time you get something different. And you aren't gonna know the whole Bible after reading it through just once. And just the simple fact that I can like bring that up and talk about like the Bible and like just my beliefs, and the fact that he respects it even, that's just something big. I mean, I've been here for what, 2 weeks or so, 2.5 weeks, and I mean, for the guy seems this open after this short amount of time. Imagine what the next 4 months has in store. So anyway, I'm really freaking tired right now. It's 3:02. I'm gonna cut this off a bit longer than expected, but screw it. I feel like this will be a video log that I'll look back on in the future and be able to really remember and recall things. Heck, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, good night. God bless. I love you, even if it's just future Michael. Future Michael. You're awesome. DFTBA. Bye bye.